Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 5, Episode 9, Sarper in the City. Not much really went down in this episode, so we're just going to get right onto it. Again, these hour episodes, it's just hard to get full content and for a certain amount of time. So the first couple I want to talk is, we're going to start with Sarper and Shekinah. So we first met Shekinah last week. She's 40 years old, living the Hollywood lifestyle and stuff. And she met this really good-looking model type guy from Turkey named Sarper. This episode we met Sarper, and he's a good-looking dude, whatever. But this guy has been around. And when I say around, he's really been around. He admitted to being intimate with over 2,000 people. Over 2,000 people. When he met Shekinah, he said that, he at first thought it was going to be a one-night stand, but he said there was something about her, and she had contacted him the next day, wanting to hang out, or a day or two later to hang out again and stuff. And he said that he was so sick because he was with two women the night before and stuff. And I'm just like, bro. So, but he said there was something about Shekinah that he really liked. And now he said he's been faithful for 79 days. 79 days. He said he's been loyal and faithful for 79 days. Whoop-dee-doo. 79 days. You're in your mid-40s, 79 days clean, and you're just out there, just all over the place. So Shekinah, we also seen Shekinah. She met up with her daughter's father, who's like 20 plus years older than her. They have a daughter that's in boarding school, that's 15 years old, that's in boarding school. And they were talking about, she got to meet with her ex to say that she's going to Turkey. The ex was like, I don't like you going, but, whatever. I guess her ex is also Italian, and he's been not Italian, but he's been back and forth from Costa Rica a lot. And she said that it's her turn to go to a different country and him to stay put to be there for the daughter and stuff. And she was mad because, it was a double standard, because apparently the father, her ex, was always gone, and Shekinah was always home, and now it's going to be the other way around, and she don't like the double standard out of that. Shekinah also mentioned that she doesn't beat around the bush when she talks about her relationships stuff with her daughter, because she says she wants her daughter to know what's out there and what's good and what's not good, and know what a healthy relationship is, and she thinks she could find that with Sarper. So, okay. I'm not gonna hate on that. Okay, but the daughter's in boarding school, so she's 15 years old. We'll meet the daughter next week, but I just think that all of this with her parents being all over the place is affecting her. And she's probably going to have her own life. I think the moment she turns 18, mark my word, the daughter in 3 years will be married. Mark my word on that one. Whenever she gets legals, that's what she'll do. Because her parents are not I'm not going to call them bad parents, because I will never call anybody a bad parent, especially on here. But I think like their decisions with them being gone so much is really going to affect her, and I wonder why she's in boarding school. That's just my opinion. Don't come at me for it. That's just my opinion. But anyway, that was Sarper and Shekinah. Next couple I want to talk is Brandon and Mary. So Brandon and Mary, last week Mary had that meltdown. Now this week she's going to have another meltdown. Brandon said, they went to Mary's childhood home or whatever and everything, and just took a nice little walk around to see where she grew up, and it's cool. Now, Brandon has paid and built their current house. He said that he's given money to Mary and her family and her grandparents, basically his whole paycheck for a while, to help get that house going and stuff. they're running low on money. They only got like $300 and something left. And Brandon came up with the idea, like, why don't we ask your grandfather for help? Because we're not going to have that much money left to pay the bills. Mary just starts crying, just has like another breakdown, just starts crying. She's like, no, it's too much stress. We ask enough anyway. I don't want to ask him. No, no, no. And Brandon's like, there's no need for you to be acting like this. It's just a simple yes or no and everything. And Mary's just crying and crying. Like, I'm over it with Mary's tears, and I know Brandon is too. There was no reason for her to be that dramatic over that question. She just starts crying. She's like, no, we do a lot. We do a lot as it is. He does a lot. We don't need to be bothering him. This and that. But Brandon's like, I'm not working here in the Philippines. I was working in the United States and stuff and everything. And they talked about the hygiene, about, going number 2 in the river here and stuff and everything. Like, Brandon wants to work. And he said he can't work here yet. And so he wants to ask for help, and then Mary's just like being over dramatic, like she always is. So yeah, that was all we've seen out of her. Out of them, I'm just really over it with Mary's over dramaticness. So I'm not going to spend too much time with her on that one. The next couple I want to talk is who was the other couple that we see? Oh, Kirsten and Julio. Julio. I can't. Kirsten gave him an ultimatum a couple weeks ago. Come in 3 months or it's over. This episode they on video chat. Julio had said that the mom needs him back at home to help with the brothers and sisters or whatever, and help with some other things. So he couldn't come in 3 months. Kirsten tried to be understanding and said, well, what about 6 months? And then Julio says probably going to be a year or 2 or whatever. And Kirsten's like, I cannot wait that long. You pinky promised at the airport that you would come in 3 months and stuff. So they're on video chat and discussing that. Kirsten's crying. Julio going to start laughing. And she was like, why are you laughing? This is not funny and stuff. And he's like, oh, I'm not laughing. It's just like, I'm just amazed by what you said. Like, they're like questioning the relationship and everything. And Kirsten is all upset and everything because she was preparing for this, and he's just like being all wishy-washy around it and stuff. I get that he wants to take her, that he needs to stay with the mom for a little bit. That's fine. But don't make promises that you can't keep, Julio. Do not make promises that you can't keep, because now this beautiful girl is waiting for you and everything, and you just being not just telling her all, just giving her the runaround. So she's crying, he's laughing and everything. And he was like, well, maybe we should just end it. And she's like, we're really going to break up over this? And he's like, I don't know. Like, we really need to think about this, and it's such a situation and stuff. And he was like, can we just end it? And she was like, yeah, because I'm crying and you're laughing. That just shows like where you're at. And I've been team Kirsten the whole season, and that is exactly why. I feel so bad for her. Like, she is so sweet. She's not one of those, and I said this all season, she ain't like Yara, and she ain't like Natalie. She's Eastern European, and she's actually nice. She ain't rude like Yara and Natalie are. So that's just my opinion on that. So I feel so bad for her, and Julia needs to really, really man up and just step up and just be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Mom, I'm going to make it so like this. Kirsten is waiting for me. She does not want to live here. I got to go be with my future wife. I hope you understand. I'll be back home a lot and everything, but we're going to make it to where you're going to be okay and everything. That's what Julio really needs to do. So yeah, that was Kirsten and Julio. Next couple is Kimberly and TJ. So we haven't seen them in a couple weeks. So Kimberly and TJ. So the last couple weeks, Kimberly was fighting with TJ's brother, Yash, and everything, and how she said she don't like really living with the family, and Yash was just being completely ignorant and stuff. Well, in this episode, TJ and Kimberly decide to go a wedding venue shop, go look at a wedding vineyard and stuff. They're in a car, And Kimberly's driving. She's like, I need to get used to driving in India. She's driving, thinking she know it all. And she said there's no rules in India and stuff. And I guess she hit somebody or hit something and everything. And when she hit something, so TJ said he kept his cool because he was like, I don't want to fight no more and everything. So they pulled over and TJ took over and drove. And they went to this wedding vineyard and checked out this vineyard and stuff. And, it looked nice. The wedding is happening pretty soon. And so they're just looking at places where they can go. So yeah, everything goes okay at that. Then they get back to the house and Kimberly's in the room by herself. TJ comes and asks Kimberly, can you come downstairs for a moment? The family wants to talk to you. So you got the mother and the father and Yash and TJ. Kimberly is actually wearing some jeans that has holes in them, them holy jeans that, were really popular in the late 90s, early 2000s and stuff. She has holes in her jeans on and stuff. She gets down there and the mom is like criticizing her in Hindi, saying that like, why is she not dressed appropriate? Like, what kind of girl is this? Like, the mom was being a little bit rude and stuff, like judging her because of her pants and stuff. Like, and she was like, why is she dressed like this? Like, you can't be dressed like this. Our future daughter-in-law should not be dressed like this. And TJ was like, stop, we're not doing that. Don't quit judging her pants and stuff. So then they start talking, and they start talking in Hindu, and they start talking about the argument with Yash and everything. And Yash was saying how the argument went and what she was saying, like, I don't want to live with you. I don't want to live with the family and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And TJ started screaming at him, Satan told him to shut up and everything. You're causing all these problems for nothing and everything. And the mother, she was like, who does she think she is coming in and talking like that? Like, she don't know us. Like, if we talk, like, who does she think we are now? Like, she was taking Yash's side and everything and blaming TJ and everything. You allowed her to be like this, and that and everything. She's the problem. She needs to go, blah, 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 and everything. Like, and Kimberly, she's not understanding nothing. She gets up and walks away. She was like, I've been in a toxic household before and I don't want to do it again. She's really considering like really leaving that house, and I wonder what the state of their relationship is when she, like, in future episodes coming up, because I don't think she's really going to last in that house, because it just seems like with Indian families, it just seems like we just can never get it going. Nobody's accepting. Like, Submit's family had a hard time accepting Jenny. Rishi's family had a hard time accepting Jen. Now we don't have an age gap, but still, now I will admit Kimberly does have an attitude, and she does have an attitude. So I do see their point a little bit, but then I think that Yash and the mom are really rude, and I do give TJ credit for like sticking up for her and yelling and just like this is my woman, quit judging her pants and stuff and everything, and we're gonna be together. And so yeah, I gave TJ credit with that one. So yeah, anyway guys, I think that was it. We did not see Danielle and Johan, we didn't see Kenny and Armando, and we didn't see Holly and Wayne. So yeah, we did Brandon, Mary, Kirsten and Julio, Sarper and Shekinah, Kimberly and TJ. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, yeah, these videos for the other way, since they go on to 1 hour now, are not going to be very long. So anyway, guys, that's it in my review. I'll be back on later to recap The Last Resort. Actually, I'm going to do The Last Resort right now, and I'm just going to do a brief overview of it. Last week on The Last Resort, we had all that fighting with Angela, Ed, and Liz and all that and everything, and Angela talking to the experts. This episode in The Last Resort, they went to a sex education type kind of class, and I'm not going to get into details of what was asked. Ed was being Ed. Liz was frustrated. The one thing I will point out in this episode, Angela and Michael had their own private session, and they got them a toy that they can play with and stuff. And again, I'm not going to get into the specifics of it because it's just really disturbing. Like, they actually said at the beginning of the episode, viewer discretion is advised, and viewer discretion is advised here. I'm not talking about all the sex stuff that they talked about in this episode. But the one thing I am going to point out is that in this episode, Molly and Kelly, like, out of all the couples on The Last Resort, Molly and Kelly are really like at each other's throats. They really are at the point where they cannot stand each other. Molly just keeps assaulting him. Kelly is just like saying no, it's not true and stuff. They had a session with one of the experts about what's going on and stuff. Molly said that Kelly doesn't appreciate her as a mother or business partner and everything. Kelly starts crying and gets up and walks away saying, I sacrificed the love for her. I threw out all my beliefs for her and everything, that she's lying and stuff. I still don't get what, like, I know what happened on social media, like with like Molly's daughter and allegations of what happened with Kelly and Molly's daughter, but that still has not been brought up yet. So like, if I didn't know that, like, I would think, what is the problem with Molly and Kelly? Because like I said, out of all 5 couples on The Last Resort, they're the ones who really can't stand each other the most right now. And they're the couple I'm rooting for and stuff out of everybody. We didn't see Jovi and Yara, they had that fight, but they took a yoga class in this episode. Ed and Liz, they're still, Ed said he'll try to be serious, and Liz says she'll try to like not be so uptight so much. Kalani and Asuelu, they're still with the kids trying to get something going with them. Angela and Mike, hey, you know what's sad? Angela and Michael are the best couple so far. They're the only ones who haven't fought this whole season with each other. And that's a surprise. You would think, oh, they're the worst. But so far, Angela and Michael are the only ones who are doing it the best. And all the experts said the same thing. Angela and Michael's problems are just the distance and stuff. So, I mean, that's basically went on The Last Resort. That's why I'm not going to do a separate recap of The Last Resort, because like, it was too much of the sex talk, and I don't want to talk sex on this page that much and stuff, But the thing that intrigued me about this episode was just trying to get the root down of what's going on with Molly and Kelly. And so I really hope they get it together. Anyway, guys, that's the end of my review. I'll be back on next week to recap before the 90 days again. So make sure you guys watch that. We're almost at the end of the season, guys. We're going to make it. So again, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see y'all very soon. Have a good one.